Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ramadan is going. How do we end Ramadan in a strong momentum? When Ramadan is going, this is not the time for you to be so excited and feeling happy that you're not going to be fasting anymore. The Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam narrated in hadith that was reported by Sahal bin Sa'id. He reported sallam said, "Inna al-abda la ya'malu bi'amali ahli al-nari wa innahu min ahli al-jannah." ويعمل بعمل أهل الجنة وإنه من أهل النار وإنما الأعمال بالخواتم. That a person will be working and doing all the things of the people of hellfire, but that person is not from hellfire, is among the people of Jannah. And someone will be doing the act of people of Jannah, but rather that person is among the people of hellfire. Meaning every action is dependent on the ending. Every deed is judged by their ending. So what did you end your Ramadan with really matters. And when you finish your Ramadan strong, you're hoping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept your deed from you as an act of ibadah. That's why when Habila and Qabila, both children of Prophet Adam, when they had the issue and they have their qurban, their sacrifice presented, Allah took from the one that has piety. So إِنَّمَا يَتَقَبَّلُ اللَّهُ مِنَ الْمُتَّقِينَ. You can do all the things that you do, but if Allah does not accept it, there's nothing you can do. So you need to be hopeful and asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from you and say, رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. Among the things that you need to put in mind as Ramadan is coming to an end is Zakāt al-Fiṭr. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma, he mentioned the فرض رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم زكاة الفطر طهرة للصائم من اللغو والرفث فمن أداها قبل الصلاة فهي زكاة مقبولة ومن أداها بعد الصلاة فهي صدقة من الصدقات. That Allah's Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم made Zakat al-Fitr compulsory for all the Ummah, and it's meant to take care of some of your mistakes and some of your unintentional speech that was wrong that you've made, your lugh, your false talk and false testimony, or anything wrong you've done with your mouth in Ramadan. And this will also serve as a food for the poor people. But you have to make sure you give the Zakat al-Fitr before the Salat al-Eid. Whoever gives the Zakat al-Fitr before Salat al-Eid, it's an accepted Zakat. But if you give it out after Salat al-Eid al-Fitr, it's now become a Sadaqah, not Zakat al-Fitr anymore. And among the things you need to do, we need to keep doing is Takbirah. We need to keep doing Takbirah. Allah said in Surah al-Baqarah, when Allah SWT described Ramadan, Allah said, وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. So Allah gave you this Ramadan. So after you finish Ramadan, وَلِتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةِ, so that you can complete the counting and fasting of the month of Ramadan. And then وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, and to praise Allah, to exalt Allah's name for the guidance that is given to you. So the sigh of Takbir to Ihram, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillahi alhamd. So keep saying this right after the Salat al-Maghrib of the day, of the last day of Ramadan. So meaning the last day of Ramadan, you start saying that right from Salat al-Maghrib until after the Salat al-Eid itself. And after Salat al-Eid, the Takbirah of Eid al-Fitr as ended right after the Salat. So, and also praying the Salat al-Eid. So praying Salat al-Eid is so important. The Sallam mentioned hadith of Atiyah that they are commanded to go out and perform Salat al-Eid. Even the menstruating women and the young women also will have to go. The only thing is the menstruating woman will have to stay aside from the place of the Salah. And among the Sunnah of the Sallam, before he goes out for Salat al-Eid, he will make sure he eats dates, at least in odd numbers. Anas bin Malik narrated the Sallam, لا يغدو من يوم الفطر حتى يفطر من تمر ويأكلهن وترا. The Sallam will not leave his house on the day of Eid al-Fitr before he goes to Salah until he eats dates. And he's going to eat them in odd. So 1, 3, 5. So try to make sure you do it as well. And be of the best composure, right? Dress well as the Sahaba used to do. And attend the Salat al-Eid. And among the traditional Sallam is whenever he goes to Salat al-Eid, when he goes in one way, he return in the other way. كان الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا خرج يوم العيد في طريق رجع في غيره. When the Sallam goes out for Salat al-Eid in one way, he goes back to his house in another route. So try to do that as part of the tradition of Sallam, to do it as well in Salatul Eid and all other Salah. And what we need to avoid in Salatul Eid, it's not the time for you to commit sins. People right after Salatul Eid of Eid al-Fiṭr, they start going back to their ma'asiyah, zina, khamr. It shows a sign of your salah or your ibadah not being accepted. So do not neglect your salah, do not neglect your ibadah, because Aisha anha, the mother of the believer, narrated, the Rasulullah said, "Iklafu min al-amali ma tutiqun, fa inna Allah la yamallu hatta tamallu, wa inna أحب الأعمال إلى الله أدوامها وإن قل وكان إذا عمل عملا أثبته." He said, Rasulullah mentioned that, choose the kind of act of ibadah that's so easy for you to do. And Allah does not get tired of you in as much you still not get tired. You keep doing that small thing I do. It's reciting the Qur'an, praying your tahajjud outside of Ramadan, because the best of deed Allah loves so much are the continuous ones, the ones that are consistent and continuous. And Rasulullah, whenever you start doing anything good, you start and continue doing that. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our salah, our ibadah from us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to spare our life to the next Ramadan, inshallah. اللهم تقبل منا صيامنا وقيامنا اللهم تقبلنا وجعلنا من الفائزين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.